I denounce planet Earth. I'm not playing their reindeer games no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not participating in their opposed Earth. I'm just gonna focus on making my own Earth. To heck with them. Ma, they make up systems and rules and regulations, policies and procedures so that they can throw people in jail. And then when the people that are making the rules are doing worse than the people that are doing stuff to get thrown in jail. It don't make no sense. It's completely flippy whipty wop, upside side down. What was that? Let's see. Let me look it up. There was an old skit on Red. Old skit? The upside down. Upside down. It's gonna come up with that TV show. Oh. Not the Sanford and Sons. It's the other Red Fox. See, they name the same things, different people, the same name in history, so it messes with people's reference. Oh. Well, maybe it was the other Fox. Why? We're already a third world country. Why don't people just say it more? Just say it. America's a third world country. We're a third world country. There's just rich places where people shut out the fact that we're a third world country. What was his name? I hate AI. It's unuseful to me. What was that comedian? What was he like in the 50s? In the 50s? His last name was Fox. Fox. Not. I need to make old people friends. Oh, friends. Old people friends. I learn from them. You do. I always hung out with people that were older than me. There are dangers and risks that evolve with that. That's true. So I had a long, hard day. It was an emotional roller coaster. Just a little insight into my day. Your day. It's still, my day's a lot better than other people. Yeah. But it's just like, it's not that it was today was hard. It's that I have spent 3, 4, 5, 6, probably $7,000, near $7,000, 5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $7,000 in the last, since October. Wow. Since Tucker died in September, and then so I started focusing on getting the car fixed. So I put like $6,000, and it still ain't right. But I know, but see, I diagnose stuff, and I take it in, and I say, hey, can you fix this? But I did just waste $3,000 at Metric Motors in Taos. Never, ever take your car there. You will just, if you want to waste your money, just give it to somebody else. But don't throw it away on Metric Motors. They're not even worth it. So, I figured it out. It's the ECU. It's the engine control unit. That's what it is. Oh. But I had to fix everything else to deduce that that's what it is. So I'm not mad about it. I just have to be patient. That's not something that God said, here, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of it. No, he's like, I'm going to give you jack squat, and you're going to have to earn your place in the peaceful world by learning patience. And I was like, oh, all right, fine, whatever, dick. I'll keep doing the right thing. So I pick up my car, right? Because they just replaced the radiator, upper, lower radiator hose. And then the door latch. So that cost $1,700. And so I get the place, and so when I get it back, I drive it a little bit like it's stolen, like you drive rental cars, because it ain't yours, so you can, you can push it to, you know, you can test it out, make sure everything works.
Yeah.
Well, when I pulled into the grocery store, I was like, what's all the steam from the underside of my hood? And it's like, it's not just a little bit, it's like, so I'm picturing in my head coolant all over the inside of the underside of my hood. Because I was in maintenance, I was a mechanic in the Air Force, so I know stuff. See, so I picture stuff, and then I get out, I pull in, go to the back parking lot to make sure I'm out of the way, and then I freaking turn off, and then I jump out, lift up the hood. What's up? And then I look, and then there's all over the everywhere puddle. I'm like stressing out because antifreeze, glycanol, lamoc. I used to make fun of the name. I can't feel the government name. A dude I know drank some, got to get kicked out. He wanted out. He's like, I'm just gonna drink some antifreeze, and they put him on a 150 suicide watch. Wow. And that was his exit. Yeah, military's like gets a lot of different kind of mentalities, you know, and they're all devious because they all know how to answer the right questions to get in. I don't go by authenticity and all that stuff. I don't go because sometimes I'm different colors. Right now I'm pretty pale, but in the summer I get pretty brown. So I don't go by that. It's just, you know, sometimes I think it's just labels. I'm a Heyoka. They confuse me. So I try not to use them. Anyway, so after I get to the store, dump all over, I'm getting hot. I get worked up. I start getting overheated. So I call the shop and I'm like, I can't tell. It's fluid everywhere. I can't tell. Shop sent somebody right over. Sent somebody right over with the hose. Or no, he sent somebody over to look at it. And what happened is because I have such a big turbo radiator for my apocalypse wagon. See, because you get an old one and then they don't have the computer. Theoretically, they still have computers, but they're only like $200, and they can't disable my shit because I'll go out where I'm not going to receive their little bloop bloop. Because Taos, man, people that talk about AI and cryptocurrency and all this freaking futuristic gizmos and contraptions, they ain't never been to Taos, New Mexico. Yeah. Like, that don't affect us. Like, people get annoyed when you put in electric chargers because dumb people buy EVs because they're not practical. Because there's a lot of poor people generationally here. They don't fucking care about your little Teslas. People drive Tesla trucks in Taos. They get the bird for being stupid, for wasting that much money on stupid shit when, you know, people don't have enough to eat. Their houses are dilapidated. They don't have running water, and because they can't afford the $1,000 to have them drill down into the water table, and you know, and it's just so everything's a crapshoot, you know. So homeboy sent somebody right over, determined he got the wrong hose. There's 2 radiator hoses. And he got the one that's just a little bit shorter. So that little bit shorter brought the top of it. It didn't clear the alternator. So the alternator melted the hose. And then the pressurized system shot it all over the inside of it. So I was chill. Like, usually I'd flip my shit. Like, because Mom's at home. I got her up out of bed. And then I got a ride to the shop. She didn't have breakfast. Thank God I gave her some water, because that would have been, that's all that she slept in. You know, when I make her wake up, then I say, okay, you got to hydrate. I do the same thing for myself. I wake up, I got to drink water to start, get ahead on the water that my system dilapidated over the nighttime. Right? So you got to start hydrating, because Most people, they think goofy because they're dehydrated. They're not proper hydrated. You know how I know? Go ask people, when's the last time you drank water? And if they have to think about it, that's absurd. Like if they can't say today, and I'm not saying gallons and gallons, people overhydrate. That's not what I'm saying. Anyway, so then homeboy determined what was wrong with it, then raced back to the shop, brought back 2 hoses, and then rigged it so I could drive it back to the shop so they could get the right hose, fix it proper, and I got to pick it up. But then I deduced it. It's the ECU. I know it's the ECU. So it's got to go back again. Fortunately, I already have an appointment.
Oh, that's nice.
Because not only I'm having it rebuilt so it's functionally sound, dude, everything but the engine has been replaced on this thing. That's why I call it my apocalypse. It's a 93 Suburban. And I'm going to have a kitchen outboard in the back so I can bring awesome, I just saw 1111, awesome meals to people that can't afford awesome meals. I'm gonna be a pop-up kitchen for the throwaways of society that are holding signs and stuff. I'm just gonna pull up and be like, what do you want? Philly cheesesteak? Like, what do you want? Like, anything you want. I got this gas stove. So I can make my can of caramel. I love to cook, and I just love it's my cancer rising. I'm Aunt Marge to the whole freaking planet. I just want everyone to feel better, because if they feel better, they'll get along better with each other. Everybody's all hurt and crabby and crotchety, and they're all fighting, and you got this going on up here and that. That's all because people don't feel good inside. So teach people how to be peaceful within themselves, and then the earth will become a more peaceful place. It's science. I'm a scientist. I have a Bachelor of Science degree. I'm a scientist. And so, I'm listening to Sloan Bella in my ear too. She's hella dope. I want to get her to come to Taos sometimes. So, I have an appointment because, it's hard for Mom to get in. She's a little itty bitty. Mom, you want to say hi? Wave. Bloop. Wave, Ma. That's a little lady. It's hard for her to get in and out of the bourbon. And it's getting harder for me. She's talking about, I love this chick. Anyway, I'm having, side steps.
Side steps?
To put on. The side. Because so we have a step to step on. And so I made the deposit, and that's what it was. Is I go this morning to pick it up, and in my mind, I had 2 things in my pocket, and then when I left, I have my checkbook and I have my wallet, right? But when I got there, my mind put in a third item, that there was an envelope full of money in my pocket to pay the guy, because I don't want to pay the 4% when I use my card. So I was trying to divvy up cash, because direct deposit don't hit till tomorrow. So I'm trying to balance things to pay the guy, right? It's cool. So, and then I went to go pay him the cash, and I was looking for the envelope that I took it. And I was like, and I disassociated. I left my body. My body was, I was like, I go outside. I'm like, I call the lady gave me a ride, and she ran out to check. She's like, it's not there. I said, there's an envelope. I had $1,400. And then I remembered, you big goofball, Marge. I didn't want that to happen, so I took the money out of the envelope and put it in my wallet, so I wouldn't have 3 separate things to keep track of. And then my past self forgot to tell my future self. And then I found it, and that was cool. And then I got to the store, and then the shit broke, and that wasn't cool. So I'm just hanging out in the grocery store. They send you an email. I was so overstimulated, right? I was so overstimulated that, like, I went there to get water, so I got my water. And then I went there, and like every time you do a transaction, they email you a receipt. I got home. I thought I went through the checkout 3 times. I had 4 receipts. I just kept going back because I was like, I have to stay busy. I can't. It's so hard for me. Like, I don't know. But mom was fine. She was cool, huh? You like your time by yourself, don't ya?
Your smile. Moving on.
Moving on. Anyway. I got to explain some things today.
Good.
That I think if more people heard the way I explain this stuff, I think it would make more sense to them. Now, there was this I don't know, how do I say this? How do I say this? Because it's so bizarre. I'm about to explain, like, how they break people. They break people's psychological brains. They break people's minds. And then when people, their minds are not whole with their mind, body, and spirit, when they're shattered personalities, then, like, what happens is something traumatic happens, and pretend like you're a mirror, right? You're like this, okay? I got one mirror. I only have one mirror, Mom. Okay. So, say you take a mirror, right? And then you drop a mirror. Then you drop a mirror. Look at that. See that?
Yeah.
For every... that's a timeline. That's a different timeline. For every... That's what CERN's about. It's a different timeline. They're trying to create different... Like, if you line it up, it goes on forever and ever and ever. Anyway, there's just manipulators of reality that exist, and there's us that see through the manipulation, and people like me explain the manipulation, because they did it to me, and I see how they've done it to other people. See, they shoot little babies with stuff when they're pregnant with the mom. They usually do it with the mom's a single mom. You know, there's no dad, you know, in an impoverished areas. They just use us for guinea pigs, because we're not ever going to be intelligent enough to put the pieces together that they've been treated unjustifiably and in many circumstances illegally. So when Mom was pregnant with me, they put stuff in long needles. She said they'd stick long needles in her. And they were trying to test if I was ready to be born yet. And then she said that they wanted to have me born on April 1st. But she's like, no, I don't want... Ma, April 1st is the new year.
The new year?
It's the real true new year.
The real true new year.
They took it away and made the new year in Capricorn season to manipulate people. Because reality's hijacked.
That's right. Hijacked.
So... they made me come out on the 9th of April instead, which is 9 days later, which is the 99th day of the year, which is a highly ritualistic day. Do you see how much? That's the day that, like, they kill off kings and shit like that is my birthday. Like, the people that believe in the weird stuff, the woo stuff, you know? And see, my brother was the firstborn to... the third male of a multi-generational Freemason family. And then my parents got divorced in 1972, but they were really hot for each other because Dad was a Aries, Mom was Sagittarius. So they had some aspect 9 months, 10 months before, was that July, hot summer, hot people get hot for people. So then Mom got knocked up with me after they got divorced, and so I was always the mistake that Greg made, right? But they had the firstborn son. They had they had the air, but you know, Greg had to fuck it up again. He had to do something that mommy and daddy had to cover up. So they were actually, and then they did things to mom unjustifiably. When I was born, they cut her uterus in half after they took me out cesarean. They cut her uterus in half and took out one of her ovaries, which created a hormonal imbalance with her, which in the 1974, I have a feeling they did it to a lot of women so that they could perpetuate the false hormone narrative. Your hormones are out of balance. Here, take this pill where there's horse urine that they put in it for their weird rituals. It's all about rituals. It's all about getting people to pay homage for stuff that they don't want to have anything to do with. But if they do it without knowing, the manipulation is more grand and the deception is more vast. And haha, the joke on them is bigger. So they had so I was just this little itty bitty baby, 6 pounds 4 ounces, and I was like 10 months old. Mom was a guinea pig. She was like an incubator, and they wanted to make sure that she was not going to have any more babies, so that's why they mutilated her without any doctor's consent. She didn't ask to be sterilized by a doctor. She didn't ask for that. How many women have had, so like, people are like talking about abortion and Roe versus Wade, and I'm just like, you people are idiots. Like, doctors, if you're asleep, they'll do whatever the fuck they want with you. That's why I won't go to a place. I will never go to sleep. I won't go to sleep. I'm not gonna have, if I get a heart problem, I'll just, whatever. I'm not gonna let nobody cut me open to fix it. I won't do it. I won't. Because they do stuff to you when you're asleep, and I don't want them to do stuff to me. Because they already did weird stuff to me. Like, that, putting heavy metal in people, that's weird. You know what it does? It toxifies people's systems. It gives people kidney disease and all this stuff. And so I gotta go and get this stuff taken out. Am I gonna go to sleep? No. I'm gonna stay awake. Drill the shit out. Don't, just give me, you know, I'm gonna white knuckle it, I'll take it. I've been through worse, you know, because I'm not going to sleep when they work on my teeth. I won't go to sleep anymore. I'm not going to the no place space until I go to the no place space and didn't come back. Anyway, so this whole, back in the 70s, they started it with, what they do, well, they've done it for the whole time, is they've tried to break my brain. Because ever since I was a little girl, I am one of those that always thought I was born the wrong gender. I always thought, like, I felt like a little boy. I did all the little boy things. Like, I legitimately, not just tomboy stuff. Like, I felt like phantom pains, if you know what I mean. Like they talk about, I mean, I don't want to be crass, you know, but, like, the ache, we'll just call it that. We used to call, I've talked about it with people, the ache, you know, like, you know, Paul Bunyan, the blue ox, well, men have problems with the balls on the ox turn blue. I don't know how else to say it. Anyway, so, and I always, like, you know, I dated a couple chicks that they're like, dude, you are just like a dude. Like, you know, like you're mean like a guy. Because I don't think like a chick, you know, and I'm built different than any female I've ever seen. On social media, like, I've never seen another chick that's like, that I'm built like. And so, anyway, they make us like freaks of nature. So here's the deal. She's talking about inverted right now. I'm talking inverted. I'm inverted. They inverted me. I was supposed to be a little boy, and they made me a little girl. Sloane's talking about it right now. They did that to me. I don't want to be a man, though. I don't want to be a man. I'm too cute. I don't want to be. I don't want to take hormones and put hair on my butt. I don't want a hairy butt. I'm not big on butts and hairy butts and stuff. And I know I'm not on no hormones. I'm not on no medicine. You know, I just have a lot of masculine energy too. My grandma was one of those Eastern Star witches, lady. So I didn't even have any control over what my life was going to be. So that's what they do. See, Mom taught me when I was a little kid how to love myself. How to learn to love myself. Like, God don't make junk, and you know, and I got braces, and I kind of feel bad about that. I don't feel real bad, but it cost me $4,000 because I'm single, so I have to pay everything out of pocket, you know. None of the benefits came rolling down for me. Ugh. So it's a real weird ritual they do, right? And then I'm the throwaway kid. My brother's the chosen one. Dude makes $250,000 a year for the state of California. Right? I'm the throwaway. I'm the truth speaker. Right? I'm the one that didn't go with the system that's trying to break all the evil shit that they do. You know, they had my mom thrown away to a Atascadero State Mental Hospital because she was trying to defend us from a dude on a motorcycle that was drinking too much, that was trying to hit on Mom. Like, there's evil everywhere. And I've seen it. They took Mom away. I didn't get to see her that time. It was only like 9 days. But then one time they took us away and I didn't see her for 7-8 months. Like, it was like, you know, to be taken away from your mom, it sucks. To be kidnapped, and then to be kidnapped by your family, like your grandma that everybody loves that started the Quota Club tea in Atascadero. Like, she's done all this remarkable, notable things, but she was just so wicked. She was the wicked, my grandma was like a wicked witch. She really was. That's how I know what, like, who the secret keepers are. They always try to act like they don't have any. That's why I tell everybody every stupid thing I do on the internet. And so, what they do is I explained it to the lady who gave me a ride today. I said, I was supposed to have this life, right? Like, if I was born a male, they wouldn't have messed with me and all this stuff. Like, you know, I was born a male and healthy and vibrant, you know. Chances of me getting married and being more successful in society would have been a lot higher, but that would have been put me in competition to the firstborn, and that couldn't happen because he's Virgo and I'm Aries, and that's our bloodline in the history designates that the male has to succeed because they always hate women. And so I figured all this stuff out, right? And it's like, okay, when they mess with you, they mess with your mind, or like, you know, the deck is stacked and nepotism, whenever the course of history and natural course of action is tampered with, okay, that creates a break in a storyline. Like, you didn't get that promotion that you deserve because the boss's nephew just got out of college, and so he gets it, you know, all that stuff. Well, there's the storyline that justice wins, okay? There's the storyline that people's their timelines aren't messed with, all right? And so I you know, I'm okay. I'm not like living in a timeline someplace else. You know, I mean, I am, but I'm not spending my time there. I'm here with Mom, like, I'm present. I you know, I believe in all how do I say it? Multi-universe, all things possible, multi-universe.
Oh, very well.
And so, you know, there's a timeline exists that I just can't explain it. There's just too much. It's also too much. My placements designate that I don't live on planet Earth. I live in the ethers, and that's where the no place space is, and all the data and information is held. So I know it's just it's a lot hard for a lot of people to grasp. So anyway, there's like this story someplace where I'm like, you know, but like I wasn't tampered with, and my life would have gone on the natural way. And so that's how they split people's personalities. They don't know it. They don't know it. See, I'm okay because I know it. Like, I have the why. I understand. You know, I understand why so many of my astrologers, like, I pay astrologers, so it's like, my birth chart is basically a handshake. is how I look at it. And so I'll pay astrologers $200 just to be like, I wonder if they'll recognize how remarkable my life is based on my chart. And they see it, like, I mean, my placements, you know, they see it. They don't, like, see it, right? Because like attracts like, and people don't recognize people unless they see themselves in that people. It's true. We all mirror each other. We're all Heyoka. So most people just ignore what they see. Yeah. They do. So, I'm just kind of cool that, I guess it's been a very long 5 years, and not having support, you know, it just kind of sucks. And then it sucked because I'm in the midst of all this stuff with the car. I'm at the market. I get the text from my massage lady, and she's like, oh, she gives me one the day before. She's Virgo. I always get the hey, it's tomorrow, she reminds me. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then she's like, do you need a ride? And I was like, no, I think I'll be okay. But then it turned out that it was like, oh man, am I going to need a ride? And then I got home and I had to call her, and I'm like, I'm going to need a ride. My car is still not right. But I call her as soon as I can, and I always give her extra. She's going to give me the hot rock treatment tomorrow, Ma. It'll be dope. And I could, like, go make myself scarce if she has. I can make myself busy. Mom will be fine. Ma, as long as you're okay with Luna, huh? There's a pretty girl in the world to me.
Yeah.
You're the best girl in the world to me. The kissing this and the more. She want to go potty outside, walk around. Ma, you get hungry? Huh?
No, just
oh shit, I gotta get the, hold on.
Oh wow.
Casting couch.
Oh.
Okay. They're all the way done.
All the way done.
I'm going to let them rest. I made steamed carrots.
Steamed carrots.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
And cauliflower.
Cauliflower. That's a nice.
Oh, I'm stiff. So we're going to go eat, okay?
Okay.
Then we soaked Mom's feet today, too.
Okay.
Mom got a pedicure.
Oh, good.
It's part of my jack of all tirades.
She's happy.
So we're gonna soak them. We're gonna work on those. We got some work to do, but they look so much better than they did freaking a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So, before real quick, I wrap it up. I called today's talk cosmic operational security, and that's what really people really have to be careful about who they're dealing with, because there's so many. It's like a big game. Let's pretend to be buddy with this person and see how much we could fucking screw them over. I don't know how people live with themselves. I don't think they can. I think that's what. But what are they doing? What happened to all the people that were drinking? How come so many people are not drinking as much anymore? Largely because they're not of the frequency that they're not coming to the earth that they want to They want to know and learn, and they want to make heaven on earth. They don't want no more stupid wars and bombs and all that stupid stuff, and people are tired, so all the machismo energy is dying off. It's all dying. It's all leaving with cirrhosis. There are still plenty of people out there that are drinking way too much, and the thing about alcohol is everyone that does it too much, they'll say, they'll say things like, I can quit drinking whenever I want. I'm a grown ass, blah, woman, man, what, I've heard it all. And then they go, and then it's like, okay, but that's the thing about alcohol that is such a dastardly foe. It makes you think it's your best friend, and that you never, ever, 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 ever have to quit drinking, because you can if you want to, but it just always makes you believe you never want to. And before you know it, dude, it causes 7 kinds of cancer. Booze does. Causes heart disease. Causes so many problems, and people just think that it's everybody else but them. I thought about it today. I was like, dude, I would have had in June, I would have had 23 years sobriety.
Wow.
And how much do I have? 2017, I went out. 2018, I got sober again. But then I tried one of those. I tried a can, like a Seagram something with like whiskey, and it was disgusting, and I dumped it out. But that was so, like, I don't know. I don't keep track anymore. I just know that it's gonna kill me if I do it. And like today, it was such a painful reminder because I got out of the car and there was just antifreeze everywhere, and I could taste it. I'm not sensitive. I could taste it, and it has alcohol in it, and that's why it doesn't freeze. That antifreeze, they put alcohol in it, and so like I'm like inhaling the fumes, and that's why I kept going in the store. I was walking around the market. I did see a dude. This kid's an interesting fellow. I think his name's Matt, and he's like a local staple in Taos. Everybody knows who Matt is. I went with him one time. He's in the world more. I'm not in the world as much as he in. He's in a different world, but he's still in a part in anyway. I asked him if he ever saw the video of me with Deputy Dukvis at Taos County, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, he's like, you know what? He's like, I know cops. And I said, good, I'm glad. And he said, you know what? They keep me safe. And I said, that's exactly what I need to hear. And those are the men that I need to meet. Because I want to help New Mexico be open to be like a satellite state or nation if we break off and do our own shit. But I want to be a part of showing other towns that because people like to come here. It's like one of those hodgepodge. A lot of people, melting pot, history, whatever, Pueblo. People like to come here. I just want them to be a part of influencing stuff, and that they see stuff that works here, that they can bring it back to their hometown for their impoverished population. You know. Like, I want to have like a metaphysical fair, and I want to have all these truth speakers and seekers that come to Taos, and can, you know, but it'll be like a Sunday. It'll be like a two-parter. Like we'll gather, we'll hang out and exchange ideas, but there's on one day we're gonna gather for maybe 4 hours. Everybody that goes to the conference, right? They're all going to bring whatever ability they have. We carpool to a location to, like a little old lady that lives in town that like has like grandkids, you know, in their houses. There's so much dilapidation in Taos. I want to help build it up from the bottom. So we'll do our own little version of like extreme home makeover, only not extreme, but just like we do our plumbing, or like, you know, because more hands, less work. And if you get people to gather for play, if we get them to motivate them by doing some work first, then, you know, more people can get their stuff taken care of. And then if something happens to them, then they have, you know, then they'll at least have a house that they can leave to their family to keep them shelter from the elements, because the earth is changing, because people are changing. We're changing because we have to evolve with the elements. And there's the way that things are supposed to be. There's courses of action. There's natural ways of things, and they've been hijacked. And now the balance has to swing back around. It's just how it is. It's just nature. Nature's brutal, man. Nature is, oh, I love my bird feeder. And then you realize that the birds that you're feeding are being hunted by a hawk that comes every day. You know, it's just like, ugh. Anyway, all right. Me and Mom are gonna have some. What are we doing? Veggies? Steamed veggies for dinner. Sound good? I air fried some steak. I got a nice sirloin, but I had a couple bites. I might have that for breakfast. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for but what I was talking about is operation is that people really have to like, you know, be intentional with the places and stuff like that, because it's just gonna get weird. It's just everything's gonna get weirder because people just keep saying how weird it's gonna get and how everybody knows it. And like it's just the clocks are lining up. So I'm just trying to be intentional with a positive reality that I'm trying to make here in my own community in which I live, you know. And I'm gonna give myself a little bit of props for growing up a little bit and just being like, whatever, you know, everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's cool. Everything's all right. And I've lived in a state of like flight for years. For years. Because the idea of having to be broke down away from Mom, it used to be I was like 10 miles out of town. Like it was harder to, like, you know, like it really sucked. Things are easing up a little bit because I'm seeing things a little bit different now. So I got a couple books, so I guess I'll just be staying home and reading my new books, and then maybe I'll talk about my books I read on the internet because it's dope shit. It's kind of cool history stuff. I'm not really big on the history because the way I look at it, it's made by the person with the person with the printing presses. They're the ones that make up history and what history is. That's how I look at it. And they made me fail history. I mean, I failed history because I questioned everything. I'm like, were you there? Were you at the Battle of 1814? We took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. Were you there? No, you weren't there. So you don't know what happened, but you're telling me if I don't say how it happens written on this page, that you're going to give me bad marks? That's what you're saying. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, poli-sci, they're acting classes. Have a rad day. Peace. Poli-sci is acting classes.